CoachUp.com. My name is Victor Hunt. I'm basically going to tell you about my essay. In my essay, it's stating how I grew up. Basically, I grew up in Florida. My dad, he lived in North Carolina. And, my parents were split up. Growing up, I didn't really have a lot of friends. At an early age, my dad died. He actually died when I was 8 years old. When that happened, that's, a lot of hate started to grow within me. Time passed or whatever, I slowly started getting into trouble. I was a rambunctious child. By the time I turned 12, I started getting into weed. And when that happened, I started hanging around the wrong group of kids. When that happened, I started getting in more trouble. I was getting kicked out of school, so I was getting into fights, and I was basically becoming a bad kid. By the time I turned 15, my mom decided to move us to Georgia for she had a better life for me. In Georgia, things were totally different. The environment wasn't as hostile. The people were a lot more friendlier. And the Southern hospitality was really starting to rub off on me. As time grew, I was getting out of trouble. I was basically my life was just making a total 180. I was doing much better in school. I graduated high school. All that hate, all the fighting, all the trouble I was doing, it ended up stopping. I ended up smoking weed for about 9 years. I've been clean for several years now. I have no desire for weed, no desire to get in any trouble. All the negativity, it completely stopped. And now, I work as a total athlete. Where I coach and I train kids from the age of 5 to 13. And everything I learned from how I used to live like a bad lifestyle, I talk to little kids now and I help them and tell them, don't go down that path. It's not cool. It's not the move. In 2012, I went to NBA D-League camp and the coaches, they invited me to come back, which will be this year. But instead, I chose I want to further my education with college. I would love to play college ball. I plan on getting great academics, nothing but straight A's. And basically my life turned around because of God. He took me out of a bad environment and placed me in a much better environment. And just seeing how the people acted and how things were much slower, it changed me and who I was as a person. And honestly, overcoming my adversity was because of God. I wanted to get closer to Him. I wanted to know more about Him. And by doing that, it automatically changed who I was as a person. I'm a lot more positive. I love helping others. On my free time, I mentor kids. Like I said, I still work as a total athlete. And thank you for this chance, CoachUp.com. And I hope you guys use it.